All right, question 6. Use the diagram, information, and proof to answer the question. Given that M is parallel to N, prove that angle 2 is congruent to angle 8. What change, if any, should be made to the reason for statement 6? Okay, the best way to make sense of any changes would be to read the proof. So we want to see if this transitive property of congruence ought to be changed or not. So let's read through this proof. So we have M is parallel to N, that's given right there. Angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding angles. Definition of corresponding angles. What does corresponding angles mean? If you're not real clear on it, this is what I will draw for you. So here's our transverse line, and I just like to label it per line. So for line for line M, we have upper left, we have upper right, we have lower right, we have lower left. So when you're talking about corresponding, it's talking about the relative position in regards to that line and where it lays at being cut by the transversal. So again, for line N, we have upper left, upper right, and lower left. So corresponding means they are both upper rights, which is angle 2 and angle 6, like it stated. Another corresponding pair would be like both lower left pairs, so angle 3 and angle 7, or both lower right pairs, or both lower left pairs, 4 and 8, and upper left pairs, which would be 1 and 5. So that's corresponding angles right there. So yes, they are corresponding angles. They stated that angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. So we have angle 2 congruent to angle 6. And then it says angle 6 and angle 8 are vertical angles. Definition of vertical angles. So vertical angles, their center touches and their diagonals, they make like the X out of it, which is true. So then it states angle 6 is congruent to angle 8, vertical angles theorem. So now we have angle 6 is congruent to angle 8. And then it says angle 2 is congruent to angle 8, transitive property. So then it says angle 2 is congruent to angle 8. So transitive property, again, we are given 3 things. Angle 2 is connected to angle 6. Angle 6 is again listed and listed to angle 8. So transitive property says if like thing A is congruent to A, if the first thing's the same as the second and the second is the same thing as the last, then the first and the last thing have to be the same. So transitive property just cuts straight to the last thing and it cuts out this middleman. So that is the transitive property of a congruence, and no change should be made. The reason is correct.